A missing father, a mother's secret grief, a sudden life of poverty, and through it all, the sound of a train. Is it a comfort, a connection, or a reminder of everything that's been lost? This is Page and Perspective. I am Boran by Miri, and today we are pulling into the station with Edith Nesbith's beloved 1906 novel, The Railway Children. This isn't just a quaint tale of three kids having adventures in the English countryside. It's a masterclass in how perspective shapes a story and a surprisingly nuanced look at the biggest technological innovation of its age, the steam railway. Imagine this. Three privileged London children responsible Roberta, practical Peter, and young Phyllis had their world shattered overnight. They are whisked away to a poor country house, three chimneys, with no explanation for their father's sudden disappearance. Their only constant, their railway line that runs past their new home with its rhythmic, comforting promise of connection. The genius of Nesbitt's storytelling is its unwavering commitment to the children's perspective. We experience the mystery, the hardship, and the wonder almost entirely through their limited, often confusing viewpoint. Whose perspective is represented? Primarily, it's Bobby's. As the eldest, she's our emotional anchor, but it's also the collective, innocent perspective of childhood itself. The adult world is a confusing place of whispered conversations, like when two strangers visit their father before he vanishes, and their mother burning a letter she calls Sandra. The narrator is like a kind older sibling guiding us but never giving away the adult secrets. This perspective fundamentally shapes our understanding. For most of the book, we, like the children, don't know their father has been wrongly imprisoned for treason. We only feel the effect, the mother's silent grief, the sudden poverty. This makes every event a puzzle. Are they just poor or are they in hiding? This limited view creates immense empathy. We feel their small triumphs, like getting a birthday hamper from the kind old gentleman on the train, as huge victories. Most crucially, this perspective dictates the tone. Even in crisis, there is a sense of adventure. The landslide isn't just a disaster, it's a problem to solve with red flannel petticoats. The tunnel isn't just dark, it's where they find and rescue Jim, the injured boy. Their innocence transforms potential tragedies into stories of courage. Their perspective doesn't sugarcoat the pain. Bobby's moment of discovering the truth in an old newspaper is devastating, but it filters it through resilience and a focus on actionable kindness. Now let's talk about the star of the show that isn't a person, the railway. In an era of rapid scientific and technical innovation, Nesbitt doesn't portray the train as a scary, smoke-belching monster. She represents it as a symbol of hope, connection, and benevolent progress. Think about it. The railway is their clock, the 9:15 down, their postal service, their source of income, and their literal lifeline to justice. It's not destructive, it's connective. It links their isolated rural life to the power and influence of London. The author's representation is deeply symbolic and positive. The children wave to the train every day and it waves back, a beautiful metaphor for reaching out to the wider world. The old gentleman isn't a magical fairy, he is a direct product of that world accessed via the railway. Innovation here is a great connector. It helps them save a train, reunite a Russian exile with his family, clear the name of a wrongly convicted station worker, and ultimately bring their father home. But is there a message or warning? Perhaps a gentle one. The innovation itself is natural. Its moral value comes from how humans use it, The chain can be a force for good because good people, like the children, use it as a tool for empathy and action. The message is that technology should serve humanity and that even the youngest among us can harness it for kindness. In a world grappling with chains, factories, and change, Nesbit argues that the human heart must still be the engineer. Let's look at three quick pieces of evidence that tie this all together. First, perspective. Peter's simple explanation of stopping the train: we saw the tree and we thought of the chain and we took our red flannels. To them, it wasn't heroism, it was pure childlike logic. A problem existed and those petticoats were the tool at hand. Second, the shattering of that perspective. Bobby discovers the truth in a newspaper's call to legal language. The man was convicted of espionage. The man's name was her father's name. That clinical sentence violently intrudes on the child's world, breaking her innocence and ours. Finally, innovation as a conduit. The chain doesn't just pass, it stops exactly opposite them. The machine alters its path to deliver justice, reunion becomes its purpose. Why does this matter? The story shows that technology's value isn't in its power, but in its human purpose to connect and to mend. In our digital age, it's a reminder. Behind every innovation is a human track. Use it not with awe or fear, but with a child's clarity to connect, to signal, to bring someone home. Thanks for listening. This has been Page and Perspective. Keep reading and keep looking both ways before crossing the tracks of history.